Hey, you've heard that expression, what is it? The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree. Is that the expression, Kathy? Donald Trump Jr. is a good example of that. According to Raw Story, the Trump bros have come to their father's defense this week over the sexual assault allegations that have surfaced. And, I'm kind of picking up on what rational people are saying on the electric TV. This letter that Trump's attorney wrote to the New York Times, I'm going to sue you. Bullshit. This is what Trump said. Trump said on the tape that he fucks over women. So all of a sudden, some of the women he's fucked over step out of the shadows and say, yeah, it's true. And Trump thinks that the New York Times is going to go, ooh, we got a letter from the attorney. Ooh, they want a retraction. Ooh, they want an apology. Quick, write it up. No, it's not going to happen. Eric Trump, he's the blonde Nazi, defending his dad's conversation with Billy Bush on Monday, chalked it up to his dad's alpha personality. On Thursday, Donald Jr., he's the one with the dark hair, dismissed his daddy's conversation as something that, quote, makes him a human. I think it makes him a normal person, not a political robot. Is that normalcy in your family, you two fucking morons? Is it? You little Hitlerites? That's normal? Of course it is. I'm sorry. On Wednesday night, the New York Times published a report about two women who alleged that Trump had groped them. Donald Jr., the dark-haired one, responded to the Times report on yesterday's segment of Charlotte Morning News on WBT Radio in Charlotte, North Carolina, and said, quote, come on, guys. It's so ridiculous. I've never heard anything dumber in my life. All of a sudden, 2-3 weeks before election, someone comes out. It's not like he hasn't been in the public eye for 30 years. End quote. That makes sense to the little Nazis that are Trump's two boys. That makes perfect sense. And Trump's butt boys, his surrogates, and butt girls doing damage control this week have all brought up similar questions about timing. Specifically, that election day is nearing, and these women must have come forward now because of that. Not quite. They came forward now because the New York Times and the New York Daily News and CNN and MSNBC and ABC and CBS and NBC and the foreign press, they've all been working under the absolute control of Hillary Clinton. And in a last-ditch effort to shuffle the zombie queen into the White House, they've all decided to bring up the lying bullshit of repeated acts of sexual assault by Donald Trump. It has to be that way. That's what the surrogates are saying out there this entire week. So it must be true. If Donald Trump says it, it must be because he'll stand up in front of God knows how many thousands of people and say, it's all a lie. It's all a plot. It's all a conspiracy. None of it's true. None of it's true. Listen to me. I'm going to lock that bitch up. Yay! Yay! None of it's true. They're smearing me. It's not fair. It's not fair. Just not fair. What a clown show. Now, it is becoming common knowledge very quickly that the reason the women are coming forward now is because of the public statements, or the statements that got into the public, that this piece of human shit Donald Trump made about, yeah, I grab them by the pussy. I jerk their tits around. I go up and kiss them anytime I want to. I grab their asses. I'm a star. When you're a star, you can get away with all that. Matter of fact, they want you to. And then at the debate, so-called, when he was asked by, who's the CNN guy? You know. Anderson Cooper. Too many names to remember. When he was asked by Anderson Cooper, so all of the stuff that was on that tape is just locker room talk, and you've never done that. And Trump said, no, I've never done that. Well, at that point, the women, some of whom were violated by this piece of fuck 30 years ago, 10 years ago, 15, 8 months ago, 5 years ago, maybe yesterday, they all sort of had the same flash in their minds at the same time, I would imagine. Wait a second. He did it to me. See, what the two Nazi sons of this asshole do not understand is that women who are violated are not going to jump up and say, I've been violated, I've been violated. He put his hands on me. He tried to grope me. And they're not going to say that because it is demeaning to them, A. No, that's B. A is they know they're not going to be believed. It's a man's world. And what's the woman? Well, I was a beauty queen. Yeah, but Donald Trump is Donald Trump. So who do you think is going to be believed? So they just pack it away and write it up as the price of being a woman in a male-dominated society where most of the males have dicks for their heads. So what are you going to do? Nothing, honey. Until the perp stands there in front of 80 million people and says, no, I never groped a woman. It was just words, he said. It's all untrue. I've never engaged in sexual misconduct. And Donnie Jr., in his interview, said on WBT in Charlotte, the New York Times keeps libeling and doing these kind of things I imagine that would be the intention. It's one thing to report the news. It's another to try to smear someone's name time and time again for political motives and political gain. I've had conversations like that with plenty of people, where people use language off color. They're talking, two guys amongst themselves. Absolutely, Donald Jr. Absolutely.